Hey Wranglers, how you doing? Today we're talking about the Colorado Springs shooting, and this has a special connection for me, and I'm going to explain that in a little bit. Um, First of all, what this is not going to be is I'm not going to mention the name of the shooter. We don't need to know these people's names anymore. We don't need to glorify them anymore. They just need to be arrested, put under the rug, and forgotten about. Okay, just like the French called it an oubliette. Okay, they are not the point here. I've got the pictures of the victims here, and I'll be talking about them in a little bit. And they were at the Q nightclub, and they were watching a drag show. Okay, drag shows are actually a lot of fun. Now I'm gonna say this: I'm not woke. I never have been. I probably never will be woke, but I've had friends in the trans community, and they're good friends, and I respect them if they want to be called whatever they want to be called. I've got a person I've been talking to for years, and she's trans, and I've always called her she because that's what she identifies as, and I have no problem with that. If I know you and you want to be called something, I'll call you that. Now, if you're one of these weirdos who changes your gender every single day, I'm not going to be able to keep track. So don't you dare get mad at me when you're making up new stuff all the time and expect the whole world to revolve around you and do that. No, no, I'm not doing that. But if you have selected one and that's what you are, no problem. So I'm done. I've spoken on that part right there with my words that I just used. But this is my show, and I'm going to do it my way. And so, no name of the shooter, only names of the victims and the a particular hero involved here. Oh, my wife is bringing me my drinks. You want to be on the camera? They can't see you right now. You hear that panting? That's her out of breath because she smokes. And she lied to me about quitting.
I know. I'm sorry, baby.
You should be sorry.
I love you.
I love you too. Smoking's bad,
Bad.
okay? I used to smoke and I can't anymore and I won't anymore. Not that there's anything wrong with me with smoking, but it's just not a good idea. Anyway, okay, wrong stuff. Okay, so what happens is this guy goes into the Q nightclub during this drag show and starts popping off with they call it a military style rifle, okay? I don't know what kind of rifle it is. It doesn't matter. And for you gun nuts, go look it up. If you want to know the guy's name, go look it up. You can Google. You've got little bitty fingers, and you can go do it, and you can find all the extra info you need. But in the process, he killed these five people. Oh, that's me. Hang on a second. Well, these five people that you see down here, and let me see if I can get. Yeah, and their names are Raymond Green, he, him, Kelly Loving, she, her, Daniel Aston, he, him, Derek Rump, and then Ashley Pugh, she, her. Okay, these are the two she, hers here on the upper right, and they sure look female. And the rest of the guys are he, hims. Okay, so no big deal. Okay, I mean it's a big deal they got shot, but those pronouns would be easy to track. Anyhow, he goes in and he starts shooting. He kills these five people. These are the people's names I want you to remember, not his name. You know, Raymond Green, Kelly Loving, Daniel Astor, Derek Rump, and Ashley Pugh. Remember those names. Okay, so they're the victims of this shooting. And thanks to this man, um, this guy here, he disarmed them and let's blow this up. He was an army vet, and his name was looks like I'm sorry here, Richard M. Fierro. He saw this going on, and you should see the interview with him. It's interesting. It's good. He said he felt like his family was in danger, and that everybody in that nightclub at that night was his family. So he basically jumped the guy and disarmed him, and had some of the other patrons stomp the guy's bag. Okay, they beat the shit out of him and took his weapons, and he saved a lot of lives that day. This man right here. So this is a hero. Okay, you want to emulate somebody? Emulate this guy. He served in our armed forces, and he used that training that he got in our armed forces to protect more of the community that he was part of. And I shouldn't say part of. I don't know. I don't think he was. I think he was just there watching. but he was watching this drag show and he saved a lot of people from the LGBTQ community. And he's your typical, yeah, I'd say he's your typical soldier. Soldiers don't back down. Soldiers our U.S. soldiers are fighters, okay? And he's a good example of that. The soldiers are great fighters, like the rest of our armed forces. So this man this man disarmed the guy and took him down. Now, one of the reasons this has special import to me is because worked in Colorado Springs for a while as a police officer, and it was a fun job. But it was a very dangerous place. It was a strange place. It was dangerous, and we had something almost identical to this happen when I was there 20 something years ago. Um, a guy, I guess, got in a pissing contest with a couple of bikers, and he uh, he he flipped them off. They flipped him off or something. And anyway, long story short, this guy goes back. He gets an AK-47. He brings it to the biker bar and starts shooting things. Well, the bartender there is named PK, and PK went and grabbed the guy's gun and disarmed him, but got himself killed in the process. But he saved a lot of lives. PK saved a lot of lives, and then a fellow officer of mine was very experienced took the guy out with a shotgun. Okay, just bam, took him down. Faced the guy had an AK-47. Our man had a shotgun. You could bet our man was going to win. If you know this officer, he was an old school officer. He carried a revolver, not even a semi-auto pistol, and he had that shotgun. And he had a house near mine up in the mountains when I worked there, and you could hear him out there shooting off rounds every day. Guy was a crack shot. He was an old hillbilly country boy, but very good man, very good cop. And we worked together several times, and he took the guy down. So this is history tends to repeat itself. So instead of a man attacking the LGBTQ community, a guy went in and attacked a biker bar, and this both of these things happened in Colorado Springs. And so this is a tragedy, and I wanted to give my input on it that we shouldn't ever glorify these guys, these shooters. Put them under the rug, forget about them. Okay, don't even, if I was the press, I wouldn't even publish their names. Maybe, the names should be available to the public if the public really wants to search for it. But the news is going to do it. The news is going to go out there and they're going to publish the name, and they're going to if it bleeds it leads. They're going to just do it as um, dramatically as they possibly can, and they're going to go into the background of the shooter and all that kind of stuff. I ain't doing that. I read about the guy's background, and I'm not going to talk about it because it's just pointless. Everybody's got problems in their lives. There's millions of people who have had bad childhoods, millions of people who have done, had rough times in their lives, and they're not out shooting people. Okay, they're not out shooting stuff up. Most likely they're living a semi-normal life. They may need a little counseling, a little this, a little that, but it's not in their brain to go attack innocent people, even if you don't agree with their lifestyle. You don't go attack them. And this goes for the right and left. The right should not attack these people, and the left should not. The left shouldn't attack people who disagree with them. And hit them with locks and trying to shut them down or anything like that. We shouldn't do that to each other. We have to have an open exchange of ideas, but without this violence of any kind going on. And this guy. So anyway, this guy's persona non grata. You don't need to know about him. Just know that he's going to jail and he'll be there for a long time. And you know what? Screw the news. Fuck the news. They're gonna do this wrong as they always do. Instead of being responsible journalists, they're going to be sensationalists. That's about all I have to say. And as far as responsible journalism and sensationalism, you want sensationalism? I can give you sensationalism. Fuck the news. Fuck the media. Fuck anybody that's out there getting, publishing the name for ratings. Okay, you want something sensational? Do that. Do it my way. My way is the right way. I'll talk to you guys later. I'll see you at the next roundup.